Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of Scott's Selections here on Thursday, April 25th. However, I already gave out my play of the day for Thursday, which is on the Spurs first quarter -1.5. But I have a lot of stuff to take care of later today, so this will be your play of the day for Friday, April 26th. So without further ado, I can't really recap anything because nothing has happened yet from the day before. But some of the lines are already out for the NHL playoff games in the second round tomorrow, and our play of the day will be on the San Jose Sharks to win in regulation at +120 here on Bovada. How's it going, Jimmy? Thanks for joining us. Yep, sorry about the change in scenery again, but I'm currently in a hotel room in Florida, and I had to pretty much make up this setup briefly, so hopefully, the sound quality is good, and hopefully you can actually see me. But either or, we will be taking the San Jose Sharks in regulation at +120 on Bovada in Game 1 against the Colorado Avalanche. Now, just a quick recap of both teams so far. Colorado was able to beat the 1 seed in the Western Conference. Thanks, Terry. Colorado was able to beat the 1 seed in the Western Conference in the Calgary Flames, but if you actually watch the series, Calgary's offense just pretty much forgot how to play hockey, and they couldn't score. Colorado did look good, but Colorado, for the most part, is a very one-line-based team with McKinnon, Rantanen, and honestly, those are pretty much the two only big goal scorers on the entire team. And that's an issue for me against the Sharks, who have such a deep team with multiple lines, as well as a defensive pairing of Burns and Carlson that should be able to slow down Colorado's offense. It's also worth mentioning that these teams did play each other 3 times in the regular season, and San Jose won all 3 games in regulation. The main thing, though, Colorado won 5 games. San Jose had that thrilling Game 7 comeback, so Colorado's the more rested team. The game is in San Jose, though, and if you actually watch the San Jose game, if you're down 3-0 and score 4 goals in the span of a 5-minute power play, you know that momentum is on their side. You know that the whole crowd is going to be going nuts in Game 1 against Colorado. I don't think Colorado will play well in San Jose in Game 1. I think the crowd's going to be losing their mind based on the fact that the team should have probably been eliminated in Game 7, and then we're given a huge opportunity and a massive comeback win, very emotional type time for the Sharks, and I would not be surprised to see the Sharks roll with the momentum and pretty much view themselves as a team of destiny kind of thing, as they will take care of business in this game. Colorado did look good as they won the last 4 games of the series against Calgary, but they did look awful in Game 1, and I would not be surprised to see the Sharks come out swinging early, and I would not be surprised to see the Sharks win this game in regulation. It is worth mentioning, though, keep track of the status of Joe Pavelski, who is currently unlikely to play in Game 1. So if you like this at +120, odds are you can probably wait. A, because it's not at most books yet, and B, because if Pavelski is out, the line will keep dropping. But overall, the Sharks look pretty good without Pavelski in that third period. I know a lot of it was momentum-based and emotion, but I expect it to carry over, and I think the Sharks will do enough to keep Colorado's offense, specifically McKinnon, at bay. And Martin Jones definitely stepped up towards the end of that series for the Sharks, and I think that he will outplay Grubauer in Game 1 in front of the home crowd. Other than that, I will go into some leans for Friday. In the first hockey game of the second round for Friday, you have the New York Islanders, my New York Islanders, taking on the Carolina Hurricanes in Brooklyn. It's not going to be in the Coliseum like it was in the first round. That was an agreement that they had with the NHL, where the second round and on will be played in Brooklyn, where the first round was played in the Coliseum. The fans will still be going nuts in Brooklyn, but it's still not the same atmosphere. But overall, Islanders have had a week and a half off. Carolina just played a double overtime Game 7. I have to lean to the Islanders in that one. And I would also lean to the under 5.5, as the Islanders will most likely try to keep this game pretty much. They're going to try to stop Carolina's in odd man rushes, and they'll try to force Carolina to beat them 5-on-5 at even strength. I think that game will be decided somewhere in the realm of 3-2. And for basketball, great win by the Clippers yesterday, actually winning 2 games in Golden State. I don't know how much home court actually matters because both teams are in California, but either or, Warriors are favored by 9 up to 10. If you like the Warriors, bet them now. People are going to bet them entirely. Total is bet from 234.5 to 232.5. I actually like the over in that game. In terms of spreads, I'd lean to Golden State first half in that game because I think that the Clippers, I don't think they're going to come out flat. I just think Golden State's going to be pissed that they lost at home twice, and I think that they're going to take it out on the Clippers, as the Warriors have already won both games in the Staples Center this series. Now, question from Jeff with regard to the baseball game tonight between the Rangers and the Mariners. In terms of that game, I would lean to the over. It's at 9. Wait, let me actually check to see who's pitching, because there's been a lot of different reports on different websites on who's pitching. I know that the Rangers were supposed to use some guy who was 1-4 in the minor leagues, but apparently they have changed their mind. Nope, they are sticking with him. They're going to be using Taylor Hearn in his first MLB start after going 1-4 in the minor leagues against Marco Gonzalez, who is 4-0 with a 3.32 ERA. But he does pitch to a lot of contact, which could be an issue for the Mariners, because the Rangers' offense has looked pretty good. They've scored 5 runs in the last 2 games. Yeah, I know it's a rookie for Texas, Thomas. In terms of that, overall, that could be good or bad, because Seattle has never seen him before. But overall, based on the fact that his minor league stats, he's only 1-4. With a above 4 ERA, I have to lean to the over in this game, especially with the fact that Texas' bullpen is nothing to write home about. Seattle has not played that well recently in terms of offense. They haven't scored more than 3 runs in each of the last 2 games. But if I had to lean to a side in this game, I would lean to either the full game over or the first 5 over. I'd probably lean to the – actually, you know what? I'd lean to the Mariners team total in the first 5. Because based on the fact that Texas is using a new pitcher and Seattle's at home, I wouldn't be surprised to see him struggle early. He could pitch a gem, but overall, I find that highly unlikely. I think that he will struggle, and I think Seattle's lineup with Encarnacion and Haniger, I think they will be able to do enough to get to Hearn early and often. So I would potentially lean to the Mariners' first 5 team total and the full game team total because of the Rangers' inept bullpen. But other than that, I don't really have much to cover because of the fact that I'm doing Friday's video and none of the Thursday games have happened yet. But one thing to note, the NFL draft is tonight on Thursday, and it seems like my New York Jets are going to be trading the 3rd overall pick, which I'm really happy about because they need it. But overall, that means that I'm really happy I'm not going to be watching the draft because my Jets have no picks and my Cowboys will have no picks. So based on that, not really missing much. I know a lot of money has come in on Kyler Murray not to be the first pick in the draft, just based on the fact of recent betting markets. He was at like minus 2,000. Now he's down to like minus 300. I still think he's going first overall. I think Kingsbury will be able to convince all the people in the front office to take him because of the offensive firepower and the potential involved. And I think that most of it's a smokescreen to try to potentially entice some trade value. But overall, I think Murray will be the first pick, and I'm typically a big fan of watching the draft, but my team will probably have no picks, so I'm not going to be that interested. But overall, the play of the day tonight on Thursday, April 25th, is on the Spurs first quarter, minus 1.5, and the play of the day for Friday will be the San Jose Sharks to win in regulation at plus 120 on Bovada, but there's no rush to take it. You can simply wait a couple of hours, and the line should continue to go in your favor, as Pavelski will most likely be ruled out for Game 1. But that's going to do it for this installment of Scott's Selections here on the Friday edition on April 26th. And good luck to all of you and your respective bets this weekend. See you, everybody. Bye.